causes all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the freemen and the slaves. Everybody, every class, everywhere. Now, why is that significant? Again, this can't be about American slavery. Notice even the slaves themselves are the ones in trouble here in this context, that they be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. Now, we're not doing the whole thing on this because I usually try to keep these at a certain time period, but I'll just say this briefly. I don't take this as a literal physical mark that's going to be on the right hand or the forehead. It's important to understand the right hand or the forehead are ways to symbolize basically what you do and what you think. And it seems like this is saying you're going to be identified with the beast system. How are you marked, though? You're marked by the worship of the image of the beast, because that's the context here. This is something religious, where you're giving your allegiance to the image of the beast as directed by the false prophet, the second beast pointing to the first. That's the context of this. It's religious worship of this state-enforced false religion. That's the mark. You've been branded as a blasphemer, a traitor to God, a rebel. So the idea is ownership. A mark indicates ownership. This does not have to be a literal mark. I don't think the evidence indicates that it is. In fact, why would you have the two options anyways if it was, right? Just saying. Now, is it possible I could be wrong about that? That could be possible. I don't think the evidence substantiates the claim that it's something literal. And I definitely don't think you could say that's got to be the RFID chip. You got to prove that. You got to demonstrate that, man, if you're going to say something like that. This is a first century context explaining something that's going to happen in the future. They would understand slaves being branded or marked, and they would understand that that's ownership. And it's interesting it mentions slaves in that context, interestingly enough. Because mark is the idea of whose you are. Because now I know people point out, oh, the Greek words are different there. Okay. But notice that those who follow the Lamb also receive an inscription or a mark that they're given. Now, it's not identical, but that's because the beast is parroting what the Lamb does. So can someone bring up the verse that says that those who follow the Lamb or worship the Lamb, they'll receive his name on their forehead or right hand? I forget the exact phraseology. Could someone find that? You might have to do a little bit of Googling or searching. It's in the book of Revelation. But if someone could copy and paste that scripture, that's homework. We have enough people watching that someone should be able to grab that scripture and drop it into the live chat. I really appreciate it because I think that's a rough parallel. Now,